5 real-life stories that will inspire you for daily life. In every corner of the world, people face challenges, hardships, and obstacles that test the very core of human strength. Yet time and again, individuals rise from those struggles with resilience, compassion, and determination that inspire others to live with more courage and purpose. Inspiration is not always found in grand gestures. It often comes from small acts of perseverance and quiet victories. In this essay, we'll dive into 5 real-life stories that can fuel your daily motivation and remind you that no matter what life throws your way, there's always a reason to keep moving forward. Story 1. The Farmer Who Planted Hope. A tale of patience and persistence. In a small rural village, a farmer named Arun lived through a devastating drought that nearly destroyed his livelihood. His crops had withered away, his debts mounted, and neighbors encouraged him to give up farming altogether. Instead of surrendering, Arun decided to try something different. He began planting trees on his barren land. People laughed at him. "How will trees feed your family?" they asked. But Arun had a vision. He knew that trees could improve the soil, bring shade, and eventually restore fertility to the land. For years, he watered those saplings with buckets he carried from a nearby stream, even when his own family barely had enough. The turning point. After nearly a decade of persistence, Arun's land transformed into a green oasis. The soil became fertile again, crops began to grow, and his village benefited from the shade, fruits, and improved environment. What was once seen as foolish became a source of pride. Lesson for daily life? Arun's story teaches us that patience and consistency often pay off, even when others doubt us. In daily life, whether it's learning a skill, building healthier habits, or working toward long-term goals, the small steps taken each day accumulate into something extraordinary. The seeds you plant today may not bear fruit tomorrow, but with persistence, they eventually transform into forests of abundance. Story 2. The Single Mother Who Refused to Give Up. Struggles of survival. Maria, a single mother of 2, worked 3 jobs to make ends meet. At times, she couldn't afford proper meals for herself and chose to go hungry so her children could eat. Despite exhaustion, she attended night classes, determined to give her children a better future. Her friends advised her to quit school and focus only on work, but Maria believed education was the only way out of poverty. Nights spent studying after long shifts felt impossible, and she often cried from fatigue, but she never quit. The breakthrough. After years of sacrifice, Maria graduated with a nursing degree. Her first stable job not only changed her life, but gave her children an opportunity to study without constant financial stress. Today, her daughter is studying law, and her son is training to be an engineer, all thanks to Maria's refusal to give up. Lesson for daily life. Maria's journey shows us the power of sacrifice, perseverance, and vision. In our daily struggles, there may be times when quitting feels easier. But when we remember why we started, whether it's for our family, personal growth, or a dream, we find the strength to keep pushing forward. Her story reminds us, every small act of resilience builds a foundation for tomorrow's success. Story 3. The Athlete Who Ran on Determination. Overcoming disability. David was born with a leg deformity, and doctors told his parents he would never walk without assistance. Growing up, he faced bullying, constant hospital visits, and rejection. Yet he dreamed of being an athlete. His parents, though heartbroken, encouraged him to at least stay active and healthy. David pushed himself daily, first learning to walk with crutches, then braces, and eventually without aid. By sheer determination, he began running something even his doctors had considered impossible. The victory. Years later, David competed in his first marathon. Though he finished last, his determination and courage inspired thousands. Later, he went on to become a motivational speaker, sharing his journey to encourage others with disabilities never to stop dreaming. Lesson for daily life. David's story illustrates that limitations are often only in the mind. Every day we face doubts, either from others or within ourselves. But the truth is, progress is not about being the best, but about being better than we were yesterday. When you show up daily and refuse to let setbacks define you, you open doors you never thought possible. Story 4. The teacher who believed in one student. Believing in potential. In a crowded urban school, a teacher named Mrs. Kim encountered a student, Alex, who was constantly labeled as a troublemaker. He failed tests, skipped homework, and was always restless. Most teachers gave up on him, but Mrs. Kim saw something different, a spark of creativity in the way he told stories. Instead of punishing him, she gave Alex opportunities to express himself through writing and drama. She encouraged him to read aloud in class and praised his storytelling abilities. Slowly, Alex's self-esteem grew. The transformation. Years later, Alex became a renowned author, crediting Mrs. Kim for believing in him when no one else did. Her faith in his potential transformed not only his future but also his belief in himself. Lesson for daily life. This story reminds us of the power of kindness and encouragement. In daily life, a single word of support or a small gesture of belief in someone can change their entire path. Whether it's with colleagues, family, or friends, choosing to uplift others instead of criticizing may create ripple effects that last a lifetime. Your encouragement may be the key that unlocks someone else's greatness. Story 5. The stranger who saved a life, an act of compassion. One evening, Sarah stood on a bridge, overwhelmed by grief and hopelessness. Life had crushed her with losses, her job, her partner, her sense of self. She was ready to end her life when a stranger stopped and gently asked, "Are you okay?" The stranger didn't judge, didn't rush, but simply listened. That conversation, filled with empathy and kindness, gave Sarah the strength to step away from the edge. Later, she sought help, rebuilt her life, and eventually became a counselor for others struggling with depression. The ripple effect. Years later, Sarah still didn't know the name of the stranger who had saved her. But she often says, "That one act of kindness didn't just save me, it saved the countless people I now help every day." Lesson for daily life. The story shows us that small actions can have unimaginable impacts. In your daily life, you never know what someone is going through. A smile, a kind word, or simply listening may seem small, but to someone in pain, it could mean everything. Your kindness could be the reason someone chooses to keep going. Bringing the stories together. These 5 stories of a farmer's patience, a mother's sacrifice, an athlete's determination, a teacher's belief, and a stranger's compassion share a common thread: the human spirit's ability to endure, uplift, and transform. Each of them teaches us. Persistence turns impossibility into reality. Sacrifice today creates opportunities tomorrow. Determination defies limitations. Belief in others awakens hidden potential. Compassion has the power to save lives. When you apply these lessons to your daily life, you see challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow stronger, kinder, and more resilient. Conclusion: inspiration for daily life in 2025. As we enter 2025, life will continue to test us with uncertainties, challenges, and change. But these stories remind us that inspiration is not a rare treasure, it is all around us, woven into the struggles and triumphs of everyday people. Whether you're working toward a dream, caring for your family, facing personal battles, or simply trying to make it through another day, remember that the quiet persistence of a farmer, the strength of a mother, the courage of an athlete, the faith of a teacher, and the kindness of a stranger can guide you. In your daily life, choose persistence over despair, sacrifice over selfishness, determination over doubt, encouragement over criticism, and compassion over indifference. By doing so, you transform your own life and inspire others to keep going too. After all, the world doesn't only change through leaders or celebrities. It changes through ordinary people choosing extraordinary actions daily. Perhaps one day your story will become the one that inspires someone else never to give up.